thing? Aren't they poisonous? The venom from it won't hurt us if we eat it. Are you sure? Yep, the guide says it's totally safe to eat. Uh-huh, I knew it. Excuse me, folks. Huh? A scorpion hot pot, eh? Can't say I agree with your method. Who are you? These have to be prepared for cooking. You have to chop off the pincers, head, legs, and tail, especially the tail. Gives you the runs, something fierce. But the guide said it was safe to eat. You won't die, but it tastes like ass. Next time you have to slice the sucker up so it heats even, and all the juices can seep out. This way, you get all the flavor. It's easier to eat this way. Then, you pull out the innards like so. They're bitter and the texture's all wrong. As for the walking mushroom, skin it and lose the butt, and save the feet and throw them in the pot. They're delish. The feet taste good, huh? Yep, take a whiff. Unique, ain't it? Mushroom foot sniffer. Your pot's not big enough, though, so we'll use mine. It'll be bland with just a scorpion and mushroom. Hold on. You can't put those in. There's no way I'm eating that. You see those? Those are corpses. I'll eat a monster if I have to, but not plants from a graveyard.
I don't know.
It is Netflix's newest hit, Delicious in Dungeon.
What?
So here's how that show works, and it's been crazy popular.
What?
It's like it's an anime, but it's a Dungeons and Dragons kind of story. So
what?
you have a paladin, an elf, a dwarf. What?
Ignore him.
I'm explaining it.
He's stupid.
You have a paladin, you have an elf, and a dwarf.
That is such a popular thing, Brian. Go shove it.
It is. Okay, like we're talking about Lord of the Rings, right? There's a hobbit, an elf, a ranger,
Yeah,
a
there ain't no
wizard.
paladins.
These are all things from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Tolkien was
so-
before Dungeons and Dragons.
So they have to go rescue the paladin's sister who was eaten by a dragon, and she's not going to be immediately dead. She has to be digested, and I guess it takes a while. So
Just merely dead.
they can't leave the dungeon so to resupply or anything. So they can only use what is there, and so they meet the guy that was describing how to cook the walking mushroom and the scorpion. He tells them how to cook these monsters that they find in the dungeon, and there's an elf that's a girl, and she's like, oh my god, I'm not eating that, and she's really funny. Anyway, go check it out. It's Delicious in Dungeon. It's really popular right now. It's way better than I'm describing it.
Nice. It makes me think of like a gelatinous goo. Or the cube, the gelatinous cube. That's what it always makes me think of, like in Dungeons and Dragons, just like a giant green cube.
You would find this really cute, actually, Liana, the walking mushroom.
The walking mushroom.
You mean Toad?
No. Delicious and.
Are you looking up the mushroom?
Yeah. And it's very short. Let's see if I
how
can
many
find it.
episodes?
They release it weekly. I think they're on episode 12 or 13, maybe more.
Oh, I see. Well, while you're looking up that mushroom, welcome back to yet another episode of Bump That episode 147. If you don't know who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
Delish and dumb.
Maybe. And we've got KT down below.
Mega Doodoo?
DD Mega Doo Doo?
DD Mega Doodoo?
DD Mega Doo Doo. I'm sorry. That's exactly what you
Mega
said.
doo-doo.
And I'm Miliana, your host, and we are siblings, as you can tell very clearly, who have a love for all things nerdy, movies, video games, TV shows, all things of that sort, and decided to share it and talk about it here on the internet with all of you people, and here you are listening. So, welcome. We've got quite the show for you today.
Hold on,
Let's see,
it's
did you
coming.
find the mushroom?
I found it.
Let's
Go
try the
ahead.
mushroom! Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, and that's a black and white one. There's
It's
a
got
colored
little
one.
feetsies. If nobody on this show knew, I love mushrooms. Not to eat them, but
Here,
to look.
okay, yeah.
They're very cute.
Hold on.
Mushrooms are cute.
You shroom head, you.
They're just adorable little guys.
Come on now. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna scream.
Don't scream.
I might.
Uh-oh.
Where's my thing?
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's so cute. I
A
want it.
mushroom
So-
with feet? What would they think of next?
I want it as a pet. But anyways, we are finally, okay, this has been the first week in I don't know how long that we haven't talked about Avatar, The Last Airbender in the chunk. It's been like maybe 10 weeks or so that we've been talking about Avatar. So finally, if you're like, I don't know how much Avatar I could take anymore, this is your episode, all right? We're going to be going off of that, not talking about it this chunk. This chunk, we're going to be talking about some exciting movies that are coming out. So, and if you haven't heard of them, or if you have heard of them, you're going to hear of them today. So, we're going to be talking about that in the chunk. Stay tuned for that. But first, let's jump into some news. But first, how are you guys doing? How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just so wicked tired. We went
Girl,
to the
it's
Braves
the
game.
end of the school year. Us teachers are tired.
Yes. And I don't even know why, because we're not even doing anything. But
Yeah,
I am
right?
cleaning out my
It's
room.
wrangling all the behaviors and just trying to keep everyone entertained.
That, and I am cleaning out my closet and my room. so
Okay,
that it can be
Eminem,
moved to
calm
the-
down.
It's going to be moved to the new school, so everything has to be cleaned out.
Here we go. Mom
Doom, doom,
spaghetti.
da, doom, 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 da, doom,
Brian,
doom,
this is for
doom,
you.
da, doom, 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 da, doom, doom, da, doom, 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 doom.
Because Eminem really does that.
Yeah, really.
But anyways, Brian, how are you
He
doing?
seems like a nice guy. Oh, I'm
Very
okay.
nice.
Yeah. Ready to talk about some garbage movies.
Garbage movies. Uh-oh. Throwing out some strong opinions right from the
Yeah,
get-go.
I don't have any high hopes. High
Uh-oh.
apple pie in the sky hopes for the
Wow.
summer
Wait, no.
box
What
office.
is that? How does that song go? Sing it.
He's got
He's got
high
high hopes.
He's
He's got high hopes.
He's
He's got high
high
apple pie in the sky hopes.
Oh, that was... Yep, now I remember.
Maxie!
Maximilian. Anyways, so...
Me and my dad used to listen to this.
Oh my god. And poor Max is like, this is so stupid. I hate this.
Dead.
That is such... That, oh my
Grandpa's
gosh.
dead.
I need every like preteen or teenager to watch that movie so they can just understand what it's like to be a kid and a parent and be like, your kid, your dad, your old man is so, jolly, happy-go-lucky. Well, back in my day, me and my parents, and it's all like good, happy stuff. The kid's like,
I'm not a little boy anymore, Dad. I'm all grown up. You always be my son, Max. You always be my son.
no, you gotta do Maxie.
Maxie.
It's gotta like come off the side of your mouth.
I'm just a yearning for some learning.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, anyways, yeah. So we're all doing good stuff. We're all tired. It is almost the end of the school year.
I'm fresh, man.
Brian's like, end of
wish
what?
there were more
I
hours
still
in the
have to
day.
work.
Yeah. Really.
I want to exercise, but just not enough time, man.
I went on a walk this afternoon, so that's good. 30-minute walk, get the heart pumping, get the legs moving. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. But
I didn't do that
anyways,
today.
if you're not subscribed to the Bump That podcast, that means you can't be a sibling and have these type of conversations with us. You can't check in. You can't ask how your day was. We won't care as much because you're not related to us. But if you hit the subscribe button, you're family now. You're in the siblingship. Then we'll ask, how was your day? That's great. Oh, why don't you stop complaining? Why don't you shut up? Why don't you be quiet?
Yeah, that's about it too.
Yeah, it is. If you join the siblingship, you can have conversations like that and still smile and feel loved on.
Yay!
Big thumbs up. So
I did go to the Braves game yesterday, and we got home so late, but it was Star Wars night.
oh, that's fun. What'd they do? Did they like turn off the lights and like?
No, they did a few things, but we got a bobblehead that was it was like a Mandalorian suit, but with Braves colors. So that was cool. It's a nice
Very
big
nice.
hefty one. So
Very nice. Well, speaking of Mandalorian, we're going to be jumping into that right now. All right. Sigourney Weaver in talks.
Nice segue.
I know, that was
Pro.
so good, right?
Pro move.
Co-star in Grogu and the Mandalorian, the new Star Wars film due out in 2026. So I'm surprised they're waiting this long. It's already 2024, and this is just like a.
2024 is already halfway done, pretty much.
But yeah,
for the
but
most
like
part.
this. How much more? Don't they need time to do it? Is this already like? Is
Nah,
it
man, they've been working. This thing's already. When season 1 was a big success, they probably
Yeah.
had a roadmap about. where
Okay,
to
so
take
this is more like it's already in the works. This is not like a like an announcement. Like she's going to be on it. It's more like she already is on it.
it. Sigourney, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
She's- yeah.
Good old Sigourney. It's been a while since
Yep.
I feel like I've seen her. You know, and she's
She's
she
old.
was in Avatar,
old is she?
Blue People Avatar.
how old is she now?
And we're gonna talk about that later too.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney, she's in her 70s.
74. Oh my gosh.
Called it.
I
She
want
was
to know
born
what
in
her parents were
49.
thinking. What her parents were thinking when they named her Sigourney.
Well, so her
Come
name
here,
is
Sigourney.
No, her name is Susan Alexandra Sigourney Weaver. Like Sigourney
Susan.
in parentheses, so I don't know where that name
So it's a
came from.
nickname.
I guess so. But yeah, so Mandalorian.
Sigourney is easier to say than Susan. So
Susan Alexandra. Susan Alexandra Weaver, you put that down right now.
But
Feel
I mean,
COC.
Sigourney, we know exactly who you're talking about when you say Sigourney.
Exactly.
It's like
You don't even need a last
Sigourney.
name. What other
Heck
Sigourneys
yeah,
do you
bro.
know? So
Kinda like Whitney.
I'm excited. I think she's gonna fit this role of fitting right into the Star Wars universe right off the get-go. It's not gonna be anything like super shocking. It's just it fits.
I was wondering what it could be, and I had a few ideas. Like, do you think it could be like Grogu's mom? Like, she could be another Grogu Yoda kind of character,
what?
and like do the
No.
talking.
What?
You don't think so?
Like a puppet
No.
character, and she's the voice of it?
She could do that. Why not?
Nah.
No, dude. You
I think
got
that'd be
Sigourney
sweet,
Weaver.
bro.
You need her face.
But we've seen Sigourney do space movies before. That's her claim to fame. I'm like,
Yeah,
why
Alien,
can't
right?
she be? Yeah, why can't she be Yoda's or baby Grogu's mom?
Not as an alien.
I think she already did Navi, blue person. Why can't she be little green guy too?
Because she was also still a human in Avatar. I don't know.
But not in Avatar 2. She was the blue girl.
Yeah, but that one made sense. They fished it into the story right. I don't know. If they're gonna use Sigourney, I would rather just them use her character.
Yeah. Okay.
They use
I'm
freaking
still-
Lizzo, man. They
I'm
use
just-
Lizzo, okay?
Oh yeah.
They
Oh my
used
gosh. What were
Lizzo.
they thinking? Don't ever bring that up again.
Lizzo looked like a poop at the Met Gala. Did you see her outfit?
No.
She looked like a literal poop.
You gotta be careful what you're saying. Man.
I don't know why they. No, it was the body. It looked like a
Like a turd?
Yes. It's like, why did they do that to her? They could have given her like a beautifully colored dress that was like a nice shape. No, they made her look like a poop. Did you look it up?
It's corn.
No, I'm
A big
Tell me-
I'm looking up
nuts.
something related to Star
Tell me
Wars.
that's not a poop. Or a cockroach.
Looks more like a chocolate shake. Or
Looks
like
more
a
like a
chocolate
trash
martini.
Why? What'd they do to you, Lizzo?
Nobody cares. She sucks anyways.
She does suck anyways. Man, she's really gone down the trasher. And she's from your home state, Brian. She's from Minnesota. Did you know that?
I knew she had a thing for one of the players from the Minnesota Vikings, but...
Oh my. I think she's got a thing for everything that walks.
Ooh.
Ugh. I walk. Stay away from me.
Anyways, let's go on to the next one. Now, who wrote this one? Brian? Big news. And this is some
big news.
Dude, this was everywhere. I'm like, oh, what?
I can't believe it. I want to get everybody's take on it.
New
It's bad.
Lord of the Rings
I don't
film.
know.
In production with Andy Serkis to reprise his role as Gollum while also directing the film. All right? Thoughts galore. Is it a cash grab or an actual artistic merit? Peter Jackson, Fran Walsh, and Philippa Boyens returned to write the script and produce. Weta will be doing the production design. I'm glad they're getting all those people on. I'm so glad.
I think it'll be good.
Oh man.
Andy Serkis is. I don't think he's ever had a failure.
Oh, Planet
Jungle
of the
Book.
Apes, dude. Oh my gosh.
That was not a failure.
No, it was so good. I'm saying like, oh my gosh.
No, because
those
he
are so
did
good.
his own version of the Jungle Book that was on Netflix the same time that Disney did their version.
The really dark one.
Yes.
I wouldn't call that a failure either. I would just call that an interpretation. It wasn't. I don't think it was just anybody's cup of tea. It wasn't that the writing was bad or the story was bad. Or
I could see that, but still, it's like, but why? Why is this movie coming out? Why do we need this film?
For the Lord of the Rings?
It's supposed to be the Lord of the Rings, the hunt for Gollum, right? That's what I've heard.
Yes.
Why do we need this film?
Is that accurate? Is that legitimate, or is that just rumor?
Well, if
The
he's
Gollum part,
reprising his role as Gollum, that's like the only other part that's left.
Yeah.
Is what is Gollum doing after Bilbo steals the ring?
Right.
Um,
Because obviously he's been thrown into
the
the fire,
birthday
so
gift.
he's dead.
Yeah, and so he's searching for Bilbo, and then he gets snagged up by the orcs and the Witch King of Angmar, and so, and then Legolas and Aragorn are supposed to be searching for him. It's like, are you gonna get Orlando and Viggo to reprise their roles?
I saw a AI poster or something, and it's like Aragorn and Legolas that look exactly the same as they did 20 years ago. I'm like, bro, no, you can't pass this as the same movie poster that they did in 2001, because those guys are now, like, Viggo's in his 60s, man. Like, he does not look like he did 20 years ago when he was fresh, hot stuff, you know?
He's still my silver fox, though.
Right, but now he's a silver fox and not a red fox, you know? So I was like, that
Orlando is like
was so funny to look
solid, like he's like he's like a solid
so
block.
I don't know how they're gonna do that, because now they've aged, and if they're going back in time, maybe they won't spend as much time on
But
the
again,
human
it's like,
characters.
why? Like, Katie, you're the only other person I know that's as big as a Lord of the Rings fan like I am. And I've seen other fans that I know, they're like, what are we doing here? Do you want this? Do you like want this actually to come
I think
out?
I'm more driven by curiosity.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'm just curious. I don't hate the idea. I'm more like, what you got there? What you
What you
doing?
got
It has
there?
to be good. If they are planning on doing a monumental task again of the Lord of the Rings universe and getting these people to work on it, they clearly have not given up, and they still have more story to tell. I don't think it's a cash grab. I think they could be doing whatever.
Hold the
Peter-
phone. What just popped into my head was cash grab. This movie, probably not. The Gollum video game,
Yes.
And it failed miserably. So
Yeah,
I'm
that blew.
hoping they can redeem themselves. I mean, they had nothing to do with the video game, but like the franchise as a whole, I'm hoping that they can redeem themselves with that failure, because that was so like, ooh, everybody look away. It's like a car crash, type of thing.
It was bad.
And
It was so bad it closed the studio that made it.
Exactly. That is actually crazy that happened.
Think about it. You had all these people working on it. They put their livelihoods into this, and they promised to deliver.
Oh,
and
so
it was
bad.
so bad that it just shut down. And it's like, well, we didn't. Yeah, you knew.
I would not put that on my resume that I was part of that team. I would specifically leave that one out, just to be like, ooh, that's a stain on my resume. So
Yeah, but I don't think it's a cash grab.
It could be.
I would put it.
But I don't think it's a
it.
bad thing.
I would put it this way: like, I was one of the defenders of the Hobbit films.
Yeah.
I don't think the Hobbit that bad. I think the third film is definitely the weakest of them all. But I defended the first two films, and I thought that the third film was probably, kind of probably trying to extend the box office.
I saw somebody comment on your post about that, actually, where they were like, oh, I think it's a cash grab. The same with the Hobbit movies. They extended it out into 3 movies instead of just doing it in one, like the book.
No, I think you had enough there to do 2 movies, but
and I like them being fleshed out like that. I like spending more time.
And in defense of Peter Jackson and those Hobbit movies, I just read the book for the first time a few weeks ago, and they really stayed true to the material. They padded a lot of it, which that could have been left out. But I really think it was fine. I don't think it was executed the best way, but the writing was fine, acting was fine. Even the third movie, I'll defend the third movie now. I think the execution was just a little
I think
wonky-donkey.
it's like what they did with the original trilogy is a master. It's the trilogy. It's the movie of the new millennium. It was the best. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I think the third film just got a little too far away from them CGI wise. It just, and I think also because the book, The Hobbit, it's also not my favorite book. I'll put it that way. There's a lot. Yeah, at the end of the day, the end of The Hobbit, it doesn't so much become about Bilbo.
It's very abrupt.
It's like Bilbo is literally, he's a spectator. He becomes a spectator.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I'm
ignorant to this. Which one comes first?
The Hobbit is first, and then The Lord of the Rings is the sequel trilogy to The Hobbit.
And that's the writings, the books, not the movies. Obviously, it's flip-flop.
Yeah, that's the books.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the book The Hobbit, Bilbo Baggins becomes a spectator, and so then you're watching this movie from the perspective of a spectator, where he doesn't really have so much to do at the climax of the film. He's just watching everything happen. And so it kind of, you just get too detached from that film, I think. And that's kind of where I think that the third film, The Battle of the Five Armies, kind of didn't work as well with people. But, when you put it this way, Andy Serkis, genius.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't got an Oscar yet, needs to get one.
How has he not?
How has he not got an Oscar yet? Pete Jackson and his team, his writing team, they can do whatever they want. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Weta, geniuses.
Yes.
All good. It's just like, this isn't really what I was expecting, but you guys have had more successes than misses, so I'm going to let you have the benefit of the doubt.
All right, and that's that. So
I'm glad we talked that out.
Yeah, Bump That will be there for that one.
Definitely.
Probably. Yeah. And then I also, to add, I saw some stills because there is the animated Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim film that's coming out, and pictures from that look really good.
It's really funny to me how Avatar: The Last Airbender and Lord of the Rings are seen as like the most perfect series ever, movie television. They have this like pedestal that they have both been put on for so long by like people in our generation, and how now they're building on that so much in these more recent years, where like Avatar, Netflix series, movies, comic books, more TV shows, blah blah blah. And then same with Lord of the Rings. It's like, they are very, very picky. Like, the fan base is very picky about how these are done. Like Rings of Power, the fan base chewed it up because they were very picky about it. So I'm sure they're going to do the same. I mean, they did that with the Gollum video game as well. They were like, "Ugh,
that one deserved everything that it got."
Correct.
So yeah.
So it's just funny how these beloved series are still trying to live on now, but sometimes, don't always hit the mark. And even it's the same with Star Wars too. Beloved series, they're still milking it to this day instead of just leaving it alone and like letting it die in respect and peace. But I'm really hoping that they can make this a
Not
good
a chance.
movie. Kind of like a Force Awakens type of thing, where everybody was like, whoa, whoa, really excited. So does the Force Awakens still live up to this day after the hype?
I like it.
I love it. And I know there's a lot of people that, that's a whole another podcast episode.
I know, I was about to say, I'm writing it down as a future episode, guys.
That's the whole Mary Sue debate.
Give me a break.
And if Force Awakens is pretty much just a redo of A New Hope,
I'm writing it down as another episode. Woohoo!
The well is not dry.
Yes. Never a dull day. We always have ideas. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into our next one. Speaking of Andy Serkis, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is #1 film at the box office. This was this past weekend, correct?
Yes.
Good. Gosh, I love those movies. I didn't have any time to go see it. I probably won't go see it in theater just because I am so busy at this time of year. But gosh darn it, when it comes to streaming services, you bet your butt I'm going to be watching it because I love those films. They're so good. And Ciri from The Witcher, she plays the girl in this one, and I'm like, oh, more of this girl too. She's getting around now, like this. I like her. She's a good actress.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
What did I say? Oh yeah, Star Wars. Sorry, I lost my track of thought, and I was like, what am I trying to write down? Force Awakens. Still good. All right, so I'm glad that the Planet. What other movies are even in theaters right now? Like, not to discredit Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes for doing well, but what even is out right now?
Fall Guy.
Yeah, Fall Guy. I want to talk about that in a future podcast too. About Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, how we're supposed to automatically go watch their film because they did all this press for it. And I'm like, you know what? I
haven't heard a single person in my everyday life be like, did you guys go watch Fall Guy? No.
Yeah, and I want to talk more about that down the road.
Okay.
But Civil War, which is doing pretty well on
What's
its
that
own.
One?
That's the Kirsten Dunst movie.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah, I wanted to too, and it's still hanging out there.
Yeah, that one and the Ungentlemanly Gentleman or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I heard that one.
That one kind of flamed out right away.
Which is too bad because again, I wanted to see that too. They're just releasing at such a bad time for me. It's not convenient for me.
And
right
then
now.
Phantom Menace came out, and it was like number 2.
I saw
it
that
made
on
it
the
still
marquee.
It made millions of bucks, man. Like, it's crazy. Star Wars isn't dead. It's not dead.
No,
Well,
it
they
won't
were
be for some
smart
time.
because they put it on May the 4th,
Yeah.
Revenge of the 5th. They know what they're doing over at Lucasfilm.
You put any Star Wars movie out in theaters, you know, people are gonna go see it.
They do go see it. It's crazy.
They'll go see it.
All
So
right.
crazy.
Moving on. This one is like a, okay? The roast of Tom Brady, all right? Slam dunk for Netflix. Dirty jokes galore. Is vulgar comedy making a comeback?
I think it's been here for a while.
It's almost like that 2010 really gross comedy is kind of seeping its way back up. It kind of died, got old for a little bit, but I think it is coming back too. Even like the Dave Chappelle stuff, he went under for a while and he's coming back too. So
Now, I read an article today that said Tom Brady regrets doing it.
oh,
Yeah,
because
I did read
because
that
now
too.
they're getting crapped on. All
Well,
the
no,
celebrities are getting
like
crapped on.
it affected his kids.
Oh,
His kids, yeah.
Yeah.
how did it affect his kids? What's the article say?
Well, everybody was joking on Giselle and that she's sleeping with, you know, this and that, and Tom is gay or stuff, and everything that your dirty laundry, everything in your life is kind of spilled out.
If you're gonna dish out crap to other people, be ready to receive it back, you know.
So
He said, quote, "I loved when the jokes were about me. I thought they were so fun. I didn't like the way that it affected my kids. It was the bittersweet aspect of when you're doing something you think is one way, and then all of a sudden you realize I wouldn't do that again because of the way it affected actually the people I care about the most in the world.
How old
It
are his
makes
kids?
you, in some ways, a better parent going through it.
they're like young
Because-
teenagers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because sometimes you're naive. It's a good lesson for me as a parent. I'm going to be a better parent as I go forward because of it."
Interesting.
I mean, there were a lot of jokes because, you know, Giselle gave him the ultimatum before his first retirement when he was contemplating coming back to the NFL.
Yeah.
After he retired the first time, she's like, "Tom, leave, retire now, come be with your kids." All right. So he retired for like a week and then was with his kids and then was like, "Screw that, I'm going back. Let's go."
He was like, "You know what? Let's send these kids back to school. Okay?
I do need another
I spent
ring
a
on my
week with
knuckle.
them. There's a reason that they go to school."
There's just some emptiness here. I need to fill up another finger with mine.
So, I mean, there were a few jokes like that. Like, Tom is, you know, he's a sportsman. He's a team player. He's like, "Screw my family, screw my kids. I want to go get that, you know, I want to go play in the NFL." You know, and I mean, I don't know if that's probably exactly 100% true. You know,
Right.
I know that when you played football for that long, when you've been a competitor, you can't just shut that off and just be like, "I'm done." You know,
Aw,
when
it's like
you're
being a rock star.
yeah, when you're at the top of your game and you can still sling it, if you get a chance to play,
But
how
if
can
it
you just
is
walk
like
away?
neglect on your family as the result of going
That's-
back, then
That's a sacrifice you have to make. I
That's a
mean, if
shame.
you want to win. Yeah.
you know. Like I think about Kirk Cousins in that show that we watched on Netflix, where it seems like he is
Quarterback.
very much a family unit with his kids, where they go to the things, they have been in the locker room, they understand what their dad does, and they are rooting for him, they're cheering for him, even though he may not always be around. You know, it seems like.
But to that point though, Kirk has never won a Super Bowl, you know. So it's almost like, well, maybe if you put your family second and really put forth the effort, maybe you would win a Super Bowl. You know, that's kind of the juxtaposition.
Yeah,
of
but
it.
that's such a dishonorable thing anyways, and I think that would be across the board. People would look at it that way. As
That's
like,
how you get to be the best, the greatest. You know,
but he
people are
still
gonna
gets
remember.
paid the big bucks regardless. He still gets so much money. He still has all the cameras, all the fame, whatever. He doesn't need the Super Bowl ring, and maybe that can be another
I don't know.
conversation for another day.
That's a sports combo. This isn't a sports podcast. I mean, I go all day about.
I
this,
know.
man.
I'm like,
yeah.
Hunter came home today. He's like, man, I can't wait for football to start. I'm ready for football again. I'm like, me too. I need something to
Before
do
we
with my
started
Thursday
recording, I went out to get a water, and Wesley said Dallas is playing in Atlanta, and he's already looking into getting tickets.
night. Wow. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, we'll have to do a sports
Priorities.
We'll do a sports
Yeah.
episode soon for you guys too, who also like football like us. But we got to keep moving on because we still have a lot to talk about. All right. So
Well, move on then.
we did talk about Rings of Power. Here it is again. New, more Lord of the Rings news trailer for season 2.
Did you guys see it?
I had.
I
Not
told you
watched
guys.
I
it.
have not.
What?
I apologize.
I don't remember
No,
you telling
you
me nothing.
Watch it.
I'm sorry.
I will.
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
gosh.
Should we then do a live?
No.
I'm gonna
I'll just
watch
watch
it
it.
right now.
Let's cast it, watch it together, and then sister can edit this segment and make it look good or whatever.
Maybe.
Should we watch it now all together?
I was just gonna watch it real quick while you talk about it. I could show it.
So are
here.
you going to talk about
Well,
it?
I don't know if I can show it because I don't want to, the YouTube people, they take stuff down. They copyright
Oh, do
stuff.
they?
They do copyright stuff.
Oh, that's
Boo
kind of
on
lame.
them. Boo, poo poo, doo doo.
Anyways, season
watch it real
2.
quick. You talk about it.
All right. Season 2 of Rings of Power. The trailer, tons of action. Lots of action. You got Galadriel. You had that one Puerto Rican elf.
Wow.
Oh, the hot elf dad.
Yeah.
That's his name, hot elf dad.
Hot elf dad? Okay, now I'm talking about the ethnic elf. Yeah, the one
You got
that's
Elrond.
dark-skinned elf guy.
Hot elf daddy.
Anyways, he's in
Elrond.
there.
Yeah, because remember he was gonna be like the stepdad to that
You're
one
not my
kid. He's like,
dad.
you ain't my
Yeah.
daddy, boy. I'm your father. I'm your daddy. I'm gonna save your butt.
Stop.
Anyways, he's in there. He's doing some more flips, some more Matrix level kind of kick stuff. You got Sauron in there. Now we know who Sauron is. Sauron gets all glammed up. He looks super pretty, like a pretty man now. I don't know if you can say that. Is that bad to say?
No,
Is that one of
pretty
those
man.
things that-
Yeah, he's
Okay,
a pretty man.
He's a pretty man. He's so pretty that he makes Legolas in the original Lord of the Rings look like Macho Man Randy
Don't
Savage.
you dare.
Okay.
I had posters of Legolas in my room.
Legolas
So
was
did my
boyfriend when I
wife.
was 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did my wife. Yeah.
Oh, we get to see what's his face? In the Golden City. What's his name? The guy on the boat.
Are you talking about?
Aragorn's ancestors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help.
I don't know why my brain
What's
is
his
stopped.
name?
It's
What?
Isildur.
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 Yes,
Like my
Yeah.
brain just stopped.
I'm like, you guys are the
I know my.
you guys are
And
the
then-
Lord of the Rings.
No,
people.
literally,
I got
literally,
it out. It came out of my
in
mouth.
my head, it was like this. His name, like, kind of just blanked out, and then picked up his father's sword and smote Sauron's hand.
Are you trying to quote the movie?
Are
Yeah,
you
and
saying
it's like
this
that name just
This is
gone.
Sauron?
Yeah, it's Sauron,
That's
the
him?
deceiver. Yeah,
He is a pretty boy now. He doesn't look the same as last season. Interesting.
yeah. Well,
He got a
Darkness,
better,
evil.
a better hairline.
Sauron. Enemy
dwarf
of the
guy is
free
in
world.
there. Dwarf guy is in there.
Yep.
Black dwarf lady's in there.
Oh my gosh.
I
You
really
could
like
say
his
his
character.
wife.
All right. Hey, but at the very end of this trailer, August 29th. That is the release. August 29th.
Why so late, dude? Why so late?
When do you want it? What, over the summer? What?
Yeah, that'd be a perfect summer show. And now they're going to start, like, right when football season starts? What the heck, man?
Sorry, we're just trying to fill your time.
I guess
sure there's releasing some other things on a different
it's got to be
platform,
games.
so they have you bouncing
You know
back
what?
and
I
forth.
bet they don't want to compete with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is going to be the exact same time this summer on HBO. That's what that is, bro.
It looked good. It didn't really show much, honestly, if I'm being...
There was a lot of action, dude.
It mostly showed people in some locations.
What else is there?
Elrond was there, bro.
I said Elrond was there.
And then the dwarf dad, the one that he's like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we're not gonna help them. He was all up in there too, bro.
Yeah, I didn't
No,
see any of the...
no hobbits
I was
though.
about to say, I didn't
No
see any of
hobbits.
the Hobbit people. Are they
None
just
of the Hobbit
completely tossing
kids.
That out?
They're probably keeping that a secret on the DL.
Dude, I'm telling you what. I'm gonna say right now. I'm gonna make this clear.
Oh my
If
gosh.
that guy was Gandalf, I don't even know how I feel about it. It's kind
I
of
will
dumb.
honestly be very disappointed. The
If
stranger,
they,
or whatever.
if
he
they
was
come
called.
up with, if they
What
come
if
up,
it's Saruman?
I'm fine with that. That's fine. Nobody likes Sauron. Nobody's like Saruman is my favorite character in Lord of the Rings.
I freaking
You know,
love that guy, guys. He's so good.
Wait, but why do you have a problem with that being Gandalf?
because now it's look. There's only one Gandalf.
Uh-oh.
Only right. In fact, is Ian
Are you
McKellen going to return?
Are you suggesting that they get Sir Ian McKellen, who's like 106, to reprise his role of Gandalf when it's supposed to be a younger Gandalf?
Dude, you know that Ian McKellen is the only acceptable Gandalf.
No, I don't.
I can't even believe we're having this conversation.
Uh-oh.
How
No.
dare you?
No. Because if
No,
we're going back in
Oh.
time, then yes,
No.
I don't mind. You're a psychopath. How long?
Whoa!
What?
No, listen.
Whoa!
How long do you think that he's going to be able to do this job? How long?
still
And
do
then
it,
you know
man.
that they're going to keep on doing
Look.
remakes or all
That's
kinds
fine.
of things with
That's fine. But the way they introduced this Gandalf was not very done well. Agree
I
with
thought
me
it
on
was.
No.
Oh
I just
my
like it
gosh.
so much.
He
Are you
he fell from the
kidding me?
sky
It's just
in a
not
very
good.
mysterious way. We were all like, "Who is this guy? Who is?" We still don't know who he is. And there's this mysteriousness
I'm saying
about him.
if it's some other wizard, if it's like one of the blue wizards, great. That's fine. That's cool. Saruman, great, fine. One of the greatest written fictional characters of all time, you're gonna say that's Gandalf and just be like you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, we don't know who it is, we're finally gonna let you know. We're not even, and at the very end we're still not gonna let you know. Then we're gonna let you know it's Gandalf. Man, get the heck out of here, bro.
I
Man,
need
what
you
are doing?
guys to watch this really quickly.
But we were fighting.
This is how podcasts get made.
So, what I do is I pretend to be the person I'm portraying in the film or play. Yeah, you're confused. No, that's lovely simple. Case in point, Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson comes from New Zealand, says to me, Sir Ian, I want you to be Gandalf the Wizard. And I say to him, you are aware that I am not really a wizard. And he said, yes, I'm aware of that. What I want you to do is to use your acting skills to portray the wizard for the duration of the film. So I said, okay. And then I said to myself, how would I do that? And this is what I did. I imagined what it would be like to be a wizard. And then I pretended and acted in that way on the day.
Okay.
It would be something like this. Sir Ian, action. Deserted, you shall not pass. Cut. Sir Ian, how do I?
I love that
Yeah,
so much.
I've seen that before.
He
yeah.
is the best. He just explains what it's like to be an actor in the most. And Ricky Gervais is just like, yeah, acting, yes. Oh,
Because when you're that talented, when you're that good, you make it look so difficult and yet so easy at the same time. It's like just a master, and he's like, look, it's almost like Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, he's just they don't. It's not that hard. They just do it. They don't even think about it. They just do.
Don't even think about it.
And
yeah.
and the point is, no Gandalf. Don't.
Bump that will be there in August when Rings of Power
To fight
drops.
about
We
it.
will
To
watch
fight
it.
more.
Lord, help me stay awake to watch it. Please take away some of the freaking dialogue so I can actually be interested. Please, Lord. I don't want to fall asleep every time I watch it. Please. Gosh.
Hey, there's some good, great orc makeup though. They make those orcs look awesome, bro.
A lot of the scenes were awesome. The action scenes were awesome. I will not take away from them that aspect. It was so good. When the volcano erupted, I'm like, oh, spit. Or when the ground, broke up, I was like, oh, spit. That was super cool. I'm not going to take that success away from them. However, please make it a little more interesting and watchable. Goodness gracious.
A part that stuck out to me, I think about it once in a while, is when the queen is blinded and she is just trying to do what she can, but also do it with grace.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That was just so poignant.
Yeah, that
to
was
me.
really cool.
Like, wow. Wow.
So I'm hoping we can get some more moments like that. However, we won't know until August, so you'll just have to wait until after the summer. All right, moving on. Last bit of news. All right, we've got James Cameron's Avatar is set to be released in December 19th of next year, 2025, and will introduce multiple new species, even villainous Na'vi. So I knew about the new species, but I didn't know about the villainous Na'vi.
Why isn't it coming out this year?
Good question.
They were made at the same time, right?
Maybe they need
I
more
know, but-
promotional stuff. They probably haven't even started on that yet.
Why?
I don't know.
It's blue people. It's the same world. Like, come
I'm
on.
blue, da-ba-dee-da-ba-da, na-ba-dee.
It's all about scheduling. Like when that comes out, that's gonna be Disney's big, like, for their budgets. The movies should make it. It should make $1 billion on paper.
probably will,
easily
but-
nowadays.
So I mean, it should make $1 billion. So maybe they're like, we're gonna need this $1 billion next year. We don't really need it right now.
They should be hurting right now. They probably need it.
Yeah.
Because, like, what Disney movies, other than, like, a Pixar movie, do you know that's coming out right now? Honestly.
We're gonna talk about that later. In the chunk.
In like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, should we just go ahead and jump to it, guys?
Let's jump to it.
My point is, they're releasing it so far away from their previous movie that left on a cliffhanger. I'm just saying, I don't think that's very good planning.
But the last one took 10 years too to get released after the first one.
True.
But that was different.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it's okay. It's really not that big a deal, in my opinion. I can wait.
In the grand scheme of things, I don't give a rat's patootie.
Yeah.
Dang.
Truly. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the chunk zone.
So chunky.
Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? Really, really hit that subscribe button. Just do it. Just do it. Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Or your favorite old actor or actress dies. So just do it. hit the subscribe button. Moving on, the chunk zone. Woo!
Let's go.
Okay, so this is something that I feel like need to talk about this too. It's just like the way that movies are right now. I feel like they just happen. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, they just go into theater and then quietly remove themselves out of theater.
Yes.
You don't
Yeah,
hear
pretty
the
quickly.
you don't hear a whole lot of them being like in theaters now, unless you're a big blockbuster movie like Furiosa, which we'll talk about in a second.
I don't even know if Furiosa is as big now as it is, or as it needs to be. Like, Furiosa should be this movie that, like, everybody should be talking around. But the thing is, nobody talks water cooler anymore. Like,
No, but
oh
I
my
mean,
gosh,
you even had movies like Dune that everybody was talking about, and like normal people, not just even like movie fans, just like normal people. They're like, "Did you go see Dune? It's so good." People, Oppenheimer, not even history buffs, like they just wanted to be part of Barbenheimer or whatever. The Barbie movie, people who didn't even really care or play with Barbies growing up, they saw those movies. It was a big commercialized thing. However, what I feel like we're seeing a lot of now is not a lot of advertising, and these movies just happen. They just get put into theater, and you're like, oh, I didn't even know that was being made. Or it comes out of theater, you're like, I didn't even know that was released. Whoops.
well, let's start with the next one then. The first one. So pretty much these are all movies starting like this week all the way till when school ends. And these are,
and I forgot to mention, these are the summer films.
yeah, these are, so movies we're going to talk about just briefly, quickly. We're going to go through them pretty fast. These are all the films that are the big, probably most popular films of the summer. Some more bigger than others. But for example, the next movie, If, which is directed by John Krasinski and starring big movie star Ryan Reynolds.
The imaginary the Imaginary Friends movie.
Yeah, and it has a huge cast of actors, famous comedians and actors doing the voices of all these different characters. So it's one of those movies where you're like, oh, that voice sounds familiar. Where have I heard that voice? Oh, probably somebody from NBC that does Saturday Night Live or was on The Office. So
you've got John Krasinski, Ryan Reynolds, Emily Blunt, Steve Carell, Awkwafina, Blake Lively, Matt Damon, Vince Vaughn, Bradley Cooper, Fiona Shaw, Louis Gossett, and then others, you know. George Clooney, Amy Schumer, others.
Yeah, so it's like, let's just have all these actors come in, record their dialogue in a day. We're going to put them in this film.
Sebastian Maniscalco, Jon Stewart.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Keegan-Michael Key. You've got so many different A-list celebrities or whatever, or just not even like celebrities, but voices, specifically their voice being used. So, but who is this film for? Is this for children? Is it for children?
It's supposed to be a family-friendly film.
Okay.
So for children. The reviews I've already read are that this movie is not great. It's very boring for the adults with very little laughs for kids.
That's not successful in my opinion.
And so I'm wondering, like, well, this movie probably costs, let's say, $50-60 million to make, you know, but who's talking about it? You guys are teachers. Is anybody at your school, any of the kids, like, we're gonna go see If this weekend,
well,
which is a horrible title to begin with.
But
If
the trailers have shown on TV, and my kids have seen it, and they weren't like, ooh, Ileana, Dad, I want to go see that movie. You know, like we did when we were kids. You see a trailer, you're like, oh, parent, I want to go see that. They didn't do that with this one, and I feel like that hasn't happened in such a long time. The only one that they really did that with, that they were like, I want to go see this, is the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Mario, probably.
Yes. And since then, kids' movies have not been hitting their target audience. It's just been going right under the wayside.
Yeah.
So It's a shame because they could easily probably make more money off this not putting it in theaters and just putting it on a streaming service like Netflix, and easily make $100,000.
This would go to Peacock. That'd be my guess.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't see it doing very well, unfortunately.
Even with Ryan Reynolds, the big movie star.
No.
The kids did like him in the the Guy movie. What was that movie? The Guy,
Oh, that was like the Grand Theft Auto game where he's the guy.
Yeah, The Guy. You know which movie I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it. I forgot it.
Well, we'll see, in the coming weeks. Has that one already released? That's the other thing. I
It
don't know
comes
when
out
these
this
movies
weekend.
release.
That comes out this weekend.
Okay, this weekend. So, same with the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I didn't know that movie had already come out. Same with the Ghostbusters movie. That came out in March. I didn't know that.
That's already streaming.
I know. I thought that was a summer blockbuster. Whoops. So,
Excuse
shows
me.
how
Oh
much
my
I've been
gosh.
paying attention or how bad they're doing with their marketing. I don't know. But next one, Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse biopic. Now, I've been seeing commercials for this everywhere.
Yeah, but it's not going to do that well. It's just I feel like they released it too quick. They're just pumping out these biopics, and it's like, well, I liked the person. I liked her music, but I'm not interested in seeing the struggle of her life. You know what I mean?
It's like they almost need to build it up first, and this is also kind of annoying in its own way, but find something to push in the media that you uncovered about this person and then release a biopic. So if we're already talking about this person, then we'll go, oh yeah, Amy Winehouse. Oh, and did you know there's a movie coming out about her too? Now the interest is there. Now people are going to want to go see the movie. However, if nobody's talking about Amy Winehouse and hasn't talked about her in the past 10, 15 years, then nobody's going to want to go see this movie.
Oh, go ahead.
It seems more like, I bet a lot of these films, I would say even if, they seem like festival movies instead of like, hey, we want everybody to go and see this movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Furiosa, which that's gonna make a ton of money.
Yeah.
These are, If and Back to Black seem like art films.
But even the Elvis biopic, didn't that do really well?
I did well.
Yeah.
But was it because it was Elvis or Austin Butler?
I think they had it had Tom Hanks in it. Tom
Yeah.
Hanks is still a big guy. It's Elvis. It had a lot of. It's Baz Luhrmann who does biopics or he does musicals, and they're really usually pretty good.
Very glamorous.
Yeah. So I think it was it's got movie stars in it. It's got a director who's made good films. It has an award-winning performance of a guy who's gonna sing and dance and smash. And there hasn't really been like a big tier Elvis film. And the thing that I was thinking about this one is, I don't know if I could put Amy Winehouse in the same tier as Elvis in terms of fame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if they
Or
started
Ray
moving-
Charles.
What they could have done instead was make and I know this is horrible, but the 27 Club movie instead, because she's part of that 27 Club, and there's a whole other bunch. And I looked it up more because I just turned 27, and so I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to say join the 27 Club, and then I was like, oh wait a minute, never mind. Don't do that. But maybe a movie on that would have been more interesting than a specific Amy Winehouse film. I don't know.
And we
Yeah.
just had the Bob Marley one come out.
Yeah. That was
and
another
it's-
one that just went quietly. It came in quietly and left quietly. No noise about it.
And it's like, well, Amy Winehouse, she was super talented, but was she a groundbreaking musical artist? No, she was taking music from, a different generation and upgrading it to her current,
Yeah.
group. And I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's like,
Do you think people are more reaching for artists of like older times and not of more recent? Like there was the Freddie Mercury movie with Rami Malek. Was that a successful one?
Yeah,
No,
that made
successful.
a ton of money. That made a lot of money.
And so was it more on like, and I guess that's 80s, so that's also still recent.
That's 70s and 80s. That's I mean that's a legendary musician.
Okay, so it also still matters about the person's legacy.
Who I mean, it's Bohemian Rhapsody. It's one of the greatest rock songs of all time.
Right. But this is Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, who had a few hits. No offense.
So I guess it's more on the person not being as interesting.
Or think of it this way. Like when they did, remember we talked about Eminem earlier? They did the 8 Mile movie.
Yeah.
8 Mile is like a semi-fictional story of Eminem. And it's like told just through like 1 week. You know, just 1 week in this guy's life it's not even about him trying to score a record deal. It's just like this dude just needs to get on the stage and perform one time. That's the whole deal. That's the whole point of the movie. This guy just needs to perform one time, one shot. You know, do not miss your chance to blow. You only get one chance in a lifetime, bro. So
good one.
Anyways, so yeah, back to black. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know any, even like my lady friends who might have listened to Amy Winehouse. Nada. Quiet on the Western Front over here, dude. Like,
and I did like her. I still like her, but I'm just not interested.
See a movie?
I'm not gonna pay $20 to go watch a movie about an artist.
Drop it on
I would
Netflix,
rather
let
watch
people
a biography.
Yeah.
Like a legit History Channel biography.
That's
Modest Yahoo, the movie.
What?
Okay. We need to move
Modest
on.
Yahoo, the Jewish rapper guy.
Okay, Matisyahu.
Oh, I thought you just said.
I forget you.
Okay.
Let my right hand forget what he's supposed to
Make
do.
it stop. Oh my gosh.
The amount of times we played Monopoly listening to that
SpongeBob
CD,
Monopoly.
dude. So good. When Shalom came on, good times. Good times.
That's great.
Keep it going.
Anyways,
we have so
Thelma-
many letters.
Some of these we can flip
Yeah,
through
Thelma
quick.
the
'cause they're
Unicorn. Next. No, I'm kidding.
never even heard of it.
Netflix animated musical. It's an animated musical. Is it for children or is it an adult one?
It's a kid movie.
Okay. So,
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Kids will watch it.
Never
Next.
heard of it.
Furiosa, a Mad Max film. This one's going to do really, really well. I think.
I
so.
hope so, because honestly, Fury Road wasn't a big box office film.
But now it's a cult classic.
Now it is a cult classic, considered one of the greatest films of all time. The early reviews say this one is just as good, if not better, than
Oh.
Fury Road.
I'll be the judge of
So-
that.
Yeah, I was about
Yep.
to say that's a hefty title to take on.
I want to go see it opening weekend, but it's like Memorial Day weekend and family stuff.
I can't do that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, bro. What the heck?
Oh man,
going
but you'll
kayaking
have to
that
be there to
weekend.
help the box office.
Yeah.
Go see it as a
Anyways.
family. It's definitely a family film,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Maybe.
I'm sure Chloe
No,
would love it.
don't even maybe that. You know it's not going to be. Mad Max Fury Road was so not family friendly. And if it's anything
Far
like Mad
from.
Max,
I actually took my mother-in-law and my father-in-law to see that in theaters.
and they watched
That's kind of
that,
weird.
And they were like, what the heck?
those poor Polish people are like, we left our country for this.
Hey, it's an Australian film, you know.
Oh, so weird.
Anyways, let's keep moving on.
Yeah.
Garfield movie. Garfield?
Crickets.
Pass.
Hey, it's got your boy Chris Pratt, man.
Ileana's boy.
Cricket, cricket, cricket.
Next.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that. Atlas, a science fiction film starring Jennifer.
Yes. Yes.
Starring Jennifer Lopez and Simu
You.
Liu. Yeah, on Netflix. A science fiction film starring Hello.
I love it. Give me more of your tears.
I don't see this doing well at all.
Why did they call it Atlas? A few years ago we had Cloud Atlas, which was also a science fiction movie.
Right.
Lord knows. However, she is being boycotted heavily right now after the Met Gala, okay? Heavily. With her attitude.
What happened at the Met Gala?
And the
Like, what the
bodega
heck?
crap, whatever, that one
Look.
thing that she was filming, it's not going to do well.
Yeah, I don't like. Please, Jennifer Lopez has to end. That's all I'm gonna say there.
What happened to her?
Hola,
She
my
was...
name is Jennifer Lopez. I
She
like
was
tacos
so-
and burritos.
I love burrito. I loved her in the Monster-in-Law movie. She was sweet. She was down to earth. She was like
man.
us.
No, that's garbage. Don't.
No,
Don't be
that
like
is
them.
I
No,
love that
Wesley and I
movie.
love that movie too.
I love that
No,
movie.
don't be part of those brain dead people. Don't.
You have to let a little bit of brain deadness into your life.
Yes.
Look,
Let the
Okay,
brain
just
rot
the
out
wedding
a little.
planner. I will let the wedding planner garbage into my life. That's as far as I'm going.
You know what movie I just watched for the first time? Happy Gilmore.
Great movie.
What a funny movie that was.
It's great for kids.
No, it's not. Not at all. When he was dreaming about like his perfect thing of like whatever the world would look like and the little guy kept popping up, I'm like, this is so funny.
I watched for the first time. Brian's gonna chastise me. I promise you, I had never seen this movie all the way. It was Liar Liar.
I haven't seen it all the way.
I watched it last week with Wesley. It was good.
It's good. Very good.
All right, moving on. Hitman, new Glenn Powell actioner. Glenn Powell, is that my guy? Is that my guy?
Top Gun 2 guy. And
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
he's the new Brad Pitt. to
I'm
me.
sorry,
Yeah.
I am a married woman. However, Glenn Powell, wow, that's a...
Hey, well then you're gonna be happy because we do have 2 Glenn Powell films this summer.
Hooray!
Go. I just watched him in that other one with Sydney Sweeney, and that was an interesting one. It was a comedy, a rom-com. I
Yeah.
was like, forget looking at Sydney Sweeney's hoo-haws, all right? I'm looking at Glenn
Dang.
Powell. That guy is smoking hot. All right, moving on. Hitman, let's go. Is that like the video game Hitman or no?
No.
Okay,
No.
just checking. All right, Young Women and the Sea, a swimming movie about the English Channel starring Daisy Ridley. That's our girl, Ray, right?
Yeah, so it's a
Yes.
biopic about the first woman to swim the English Channel. It's a great summer film.
Stop. You're being such a liar. It's a great summer film.
No, I
It's
do
very
like
inspirational.
uplifting movies like this though.
Yeah, I
and
do too,
from what
however-
I've seen and read about this movie, it's like, ooh, wow. I might go check that out.
Seabiscuit, but in water.
Stop. Seabiscuit.
Gosh.
All right. Summer Camp. Diane Keaton, Kathy Bates. How do you say this?
Alfred.
Woodward go to summer camp for old people. This year's book club for the over 55 crowd, female crowd.
They just
What?
need to
Every
go to
year.
that one place in Florida.
Every year, there's at least one movie that does really well that's for old ladies to watch because they don't make movies for old ladies to watch. This is that movie where they
We
get
need
to go and...
another Steel Magnolias type of thing.
Yeah,
coming
this
back
is
up.
exactly what this kind of junk is. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Mom's Day Out. What was that one that Wesley loved so much?
Mom's night out.
Yeah. We need another one like that for the
But-
55 crowd.
That's the Christian version. You know, usually they make like these like
Diane
liberal
Keaton, Kathy
version.
Bates. I don't know who Alfred Woodward is, but the other two.
Oh, Alfred Woodward has been in every movie you've ever seen.
Who
She's a
is
great
that?
actress.
Why don't I know her name?
Yeah. She's an African American woman. She's
Maybe
fantastic.
if I saw her face, I would know her. I just don't know her by name.
Alfred Woodward is the poor man's Angela Bassett. We'll put it that way.
Dang, you just said like she's an American treasure, then you're like poor man's out Angela
The
Bassett.
only movie that I've seen.
No,
that
they're
she was
both
in-
awesome though.
Oh, she was in Steel Magnolias, but the 2012 one. The only movie I've seen that she was in was Dinosaur and Radio.
Oh my gosh.
Dinosaur and Radio. Those are the only ones. Sorry.
Okay, let's keep going, man.
She was also in The Lion King 2019 and 12 Years a Slave, but I didn't watch those. Yeah, good movie, Dinosaur. Great movie. 2000, guys. It is a new millennium.
Oh my god. Okay, let's move on.
Anyways, next one. Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Mean Will Smith and Bloaty, Martin Lawrence. Bloaty?
Is that a fat joke?
Is it because from the last movie he didn't look the same? Man, you're wrong for that. I was not my
Damn.
words. I didn't write that. I may have said it, but I read it.
Look, Martin Lawrence isn't as young and fit as he used to be. Okay,
None of us are.
I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, hi. Okay, next one. Let's see. Well, is that one that you guys are gonna go watch in theater? Or are you just gonna wait for a streaming? Do you even care about the Bad Boys series or?
No.
All right, next one. Oh no, no! I just sounded like Steve Carell. No!
Please God, no!
No! The Watchers. M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong's kid a Nepo baby movie. Okay. Gets to direct her first film starring Dakota Fanning. She's been coming in more movies recently. Good for her. She kind of
Good for her.
also fell off for a while. And her sister, Elle, popped up, and now Dakota's coming back up, so good for her. But a Nepo baby movie? What?
Yeah, Shyamalan's kid, the one that told him about Avatar, but then didn't tell him about the names of the characters.
Also told
Anyways.
him about the lady in the water.
Yeah. Anyways,
Oh my
she's getting
gosh.
her chance to direct her first film. I think it's supposed to be very similar to a lot of Shyamalan films, very spooky, but with twist endings. So there you go.
All right, moving on. Inside Out 2, the Pixar sequel. Another trailer has dropped for that one as well. That's going to do well. It just will.
Yeah, of course it will.
It's the only Pixar movie that's really dropping that we know of, so it will do well.
Do you think that story-wise it will be okay, or do you think it's going to be kind of all over the place?
Bro, we talked about this last week. I am skeptical.
Yeah. Okay.
Lately when I go to Disney Pixar movies, I feel, which is ironic, I do feel anxious.
Well, it's
Like-
what's the agenda gonna be? Is there gonna be
Yes,
an agenda?
exactly. Is it going to be something
you guys
that
are so jaded, bro. Oh my
Stop.
gosh.
You don't
jaded?
even.
No, because here's why. I will tell you why. I just got a fire lit in me. When we take our mother or somebody else to go see a movie, we are collectively going with our family. We have shared values. For example, I'm going to go see Inside Out 2 with a friend of mine, Emma. We have shared values. We see things the same way. I don't want to have to feel like, ugh.
You almost feel the weight on your shoulders. This is how I feel when I sit in the movies. I'm like, where are they going with this line? And then I get like the weight on my shoulders. and I get
Yes,
hot
like,
and
is this
clammy.
gonna go in this direction that
And
I
I'm
think
like,
it's going?
Please, like, don't offend anyone in the crowd with me. Please don't offend them. I'm just trying to watch a Pixar kid movie, okay? I don't want to be yelled at later on about, why'd you make me go see this movie with
Yes.
hidden agendas and those bad people stories? It's like, dear heavens. Ah.
Or even having to fish my way through articles or social media saying, well, they should have done this or they should have done that. Why didn't they include this? Why did they have to include this?
Yes. It's like I need another type of movie like Ratatouille where there's no agenda, there's no freaking nothing. You can't say, well, did they mean this by when they said that? Because I kind of took it this way, but the other person next to me took it that way. So, no, none of that. Just make it simple.
Just make all the movies like the Mario movie.
Just
surface level.
That now in common days that if family members don't believe with the status quo of what everyone is believing, you're supposed to just abandon them or don't talk to them, just reject them and their values, their patriarchy values, and everything.
That's not biblical.
Boo.
So, yeah, man.
Maybe
just
on this
hey,
podcast.
Mom, Dad, we're not taking you to the movies anymore because you guys are just bigots, and I don't need that kind of hate in my life.
I'd be like, okay. Fine.
Okay, so Inside Out 2, cross fingers!
Oh, Lord. Or to even have those types of conversations with your kids right off the bat. Mommy, Daddy, what did they mean by this? Oh! I wasn't ready for that yet.
So Chloe, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she just started watching Amazing Race, loves the show. Loves it. It's really cute watching her get into it.
I loved that show when I was her age.
Yeah, loves the show. So, two of the couples in this series show are LGBTQ people, and so she had her first introduction to that world.
Wow.
Great.
So, she's 8.
Yeah.
But it's like, obviously these are very nice people. They're very friendly, and they're playing, and they're winning. Like this couple, they've won 6 of the last legs. They're very nice men, and she was telling her sister oh yeah, they're really good, but they're gonna get married.
So innocent.
Yeah,
it's very sweet. So innocent.
It's great.
Moving on. Gosh, we still have so many.
We still have a whole. That's what I'm saying. We gotta move on.
Let's move on through them then. Some of these are
the new Emma Stone and I'm sorry. What is that? Yorgos Lanthimos.
Nailed it.
You two in this episode are showing off your whiteness to an extreme level.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
She got it right.
I'm sorry, that was casting a spell. Yorgos Lanthimos.
All right, I'll just say, watch the trailer if you're an Emma Stone fan. If you like these movies that she won her Oscar. Her most recent Oscar.
Gosh!
Did it not sound like I was casting a Harry Potter spell?
Wingardium Leviosa.
Pardon? All right.
Why is Arnold Schwarzenegger at Hogwarts?
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Professor McGonagall, prepare to be Avada Kedavra.
All right, American Swedish films. Is that had to do with that?
Yeah.
For those, I like those types of movies.
Yeah.
All right. A Quiet Place, Day 1. 28 days later, but no talking and aliens. Ooh, that's a movie I haven't thought about in a long time. 28 days later?
Yeah, but this is the third in the film that John Krasinski started about
and Emily
aliens.
Blunt will be in it again as well. Wait,
Not
no.
this one. This one's got Lupita Nyong'o starring.
Okay.
Who I like, but
So
we'll see.
I do this all the time because I feel like these two movies came out at the same time and had very similar themes. A Quiet Place and Bird Box. I get mixed up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar.
All right. Anyways, next one. Well, will you guys watch that one? A Quiet Place Part 1? You like those movies, Brian.
Yeah, I did enjoy those.
All right. Horizon, an American saga. Starring Kevin Costner, Western smash. That's just for those 40-year-old people who love Kevin Costner and Western.
More like 60-year-olds.
Yeah,
60,
it's
70
your
year
dad.
olds.
It's your dad's kind of movie, you
I
know.
love
Yeah.
that Kevin Costner guy. He's a real
When I saw
American.
Horizon, I was disappointed that it wasn't
Horizon
followed by Zero Dawn.
Sorry.
I know. I'm waiting for that adaptation.
After watching this Fallout TV show, gosh, my brain went good. After watching that Fallout TV show, I so want a BioShock TV show now.
That would
It
be
has
good.
the same vibe. They can do it. It'll be really hard with the underwater stuff, but I'm like, please give it to me. I want to see a broken rapture. Oh, so cool.
That would be cool.
Anyways, next one. A family affair. Zac Efron falls in love with a Nicole Kidman. What? Isn't Nicole Kidman like 70?
No.
How is she still
60.
popular?
She's a great actress. She's an American treasure, an Australian treasure.
Okay, she's 56.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Zac Efron with Nicole Kidman, that just seems weird.
That's like this new movie that Anne Hathaway was in. She's 40
Yeah.
something and her co-star is 29. And I was like, that's interesting.
Who did I see? I saw Anthony Kiedis, lead singer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That man is like decrepit, and he's dating a 19-year-old or something
Give
like
it
that.
away, give it away, give it away
Oh,
now. Give it
stop.
away, give it away, give it away
Gross,
now.
like super gross. And that picture may have, or that article may have been a little dated. She may be a little bit older, but even still, that
Yeah,
is,
she's 21.
yeah, allegedly. Like, yuck. Stop that, people.
Is she the one
Yucky.
that sings that song that's like
Yes. And you're the worst.
2002, great year for music.
It was. You can ask
Whoa,
Wesley.
you woke her up. Did you see that? She had
nights
squinty
ago.
eyes and her eyes
She
got
was a
2 nights ago, I was laying in bed and I asked Alexa to play music from 2002, and I was like, this is hit after hit after hit. It was so good.
Dang, maybe I need to do that too.
maybe.
Those
Does it
songs
hurt-
from the old times just making me feel like my childhood.
Doesn't
all
that
over
hurt your
again.
soul though to be like, that's 22 years ago?
No,
That's
it doesn't. I'm not
disgusting.
one of those. I'm not one of those that's like that. If anything,
22.
it makes me sad that it makes me feel older thinking that they don't make music. They don't make music like they used to.
Well, it's even like I saw this recently. Music used to dictate like how we dressed and like the type of styles we went along with. And it's like music doesn't do that anymore. Like no one has a style that they follow. Like there was the punk movement, and then there was the pop movement, and then there was the rock and roll
Disco.
movement. You know, like you had a movement
Grunge.
of music that really disco that really dictated how people dressed, and it's like, where is that? The psychedelic music, blah blah blah.
Western.
Everybody was in cowboy
Yeah.
hats. That would probably
Country.
be now with Beyonce's new cowboy CD coming out, Cowboy Carter or
Oh,
whatever the heck.
gosh.
And Lil Nas X's I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and go.
That's like 5 years
Gross.
old now.
Yeah,
so.
but still, now Beyonce's hopping on that bandwagon. We're all gonna be wearing cowboy boots and tassels. So get ready.
We live in the South. We're already doing that.
Get ready for some tassels. All right, moving on. Despicable Me 4.
Next.
Silence.
It actually looks really cute. I did
It
see the trailer for
does.
it, and it does look cute, but
Here's
I
the
don't want
thing.
to admit that. Let's
Here's
move
the thing
on.
with the Despicable Me movies, okay? When you watch them, they're great. They're always a fun time. It's when you go onto Facebook and see those 45-year-old and 50-year-old moms being like, oh, the Minions. I just love those little yellow guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now they're cringy and uncomfortable.
And they post the memes that have absolutely nothing to do with the Minions.
Yeah, me after my first cup of coffee, and it's like the guy in his vehicle, and it's like, okay, Susan, stop. Put it down, Susan. But
Right, the way you're talking about that is making my skin crawl so bad right now. that I just
You don't like the movies at all?
No, I'm just but hearing about like moms or people that are like, oh, Despicable Me 4 and Minions, like they're like, oh yeah, that's my jam. I'm like, shut.
Oh my gosh!
Like
I
it's
can't
just.
wait for all the new memes with Gru and the girls.
I feel like Despicable Me 4 is like the Family Guy of, movies. I feel that's
so
what it is.
true. What a good way to look at that.
It's just like the most obvious dumb jokes that you can make, and just like
Fart gun.
yeah.
And we fall for it every time.
Yes, we do.
4
But
movies.
now,
Yeah,
in
that's
this
what I'm
one-
saying.
In this one, Gru and Lucy have a baby boy.
Look out, everyone!
Guys, get ready. It's gonna be baby fever for everyone this summer.
Well, I mean, they could put that movie on, Despicable Me 4, and we're gonna hear all these baby jokes, and I'm just gonna put a counter up at the bottom for like the most obvious stupid baby jokes, like, oh, this is so hard having to stay up and feed the baby. What should we do to keep it working? I know millions. Where are you? Bill, Bob, Kevin, where are you? And they're like baby.
Brian,
It's
did
like,
you
change
actually
the
get to go
diaper.
see the premiere of this movie before it came out?
it's like
And
quit
they
jerking me
changed the
around, bro.
diaper,
This
and
is so
there's
dumb.
gonna be
Yeah.
while they're changing the diaper, there's gonna be
Bottom.
of baby powder in their face.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this movie is writing itself, dude.
I know, it's just saying
It
it's so
did.
stupid and inane and
Yeah.
dumb, and
Very
it's
streamlined, very
I just
Someone
did it
kidnaps
for
the
you.
baby. Someone kidnaps the baby, and they have to go find it. But the baby is capable of
Well, okay, so
handling
in the
itself,
trailer,
like
you
Baby's
see,
Day Out or something.
you see they have to be relocated. It's almost like a protection program or something. They have
So
to
the
move.
3 girls are gonna go on a mission together to save the dumb baby because their dumb parents get tracked. God dang it, son of I told you the movie, man. That's what it's gonna be.
Beep, 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 beep. Brian's being,
Shut
Whatever it's
up,
called.
man.
oh my gosh. Okay, we have 3 more. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F, Donkey with a Gun. What the heck does that mean?
Axel F
Eddie
is the name of
Murphy.
the song. Dun, 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 dun,
Donkey
dun,
with a
dun, dun.
Gun.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
What is that?
Shrek.
The voice of Donkey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, what the heck? What does that mean?
Get with the gun.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So Eddie Murphy, Donkey with a Gun. Got it. We talked about that before already. Just kind of.
Yeah. It's the same thing as Bad Boys, pretty much.
Now this one could be good.
This is your Glenn
I'm-
Powell 2.
I am thrilled for this movie.
This one could be good, especially with what just happened in the Midwest last month, I believe. They got hit by some serious freaking tornadoes where they wiped out houses, like demolished them. So this one's going to be a kind of raw one for those people. But I still think it'll do well because it is a cult classic now. Like, go watch Twister, Storm Chasing. We know more about them now than we did then. So this one can still be good. And Glenn freaking Powell. Woo, woo.
This will be fun because I am actually terrified of tornadoes.
You don't like any bad weather. You really don't.
Oh,
You don't
no,
like hurricanes. You don't like floods.
I
you
don't mind
like
hurricanes. I'd rather weather a hurricane than a tornado. Tornadoes are. I don't like them. I don't like them.
I don't like them.
I don't like them.
I think Twisters is going to be the movie of the summer.
Oh,
it's the
this-
kind
it's
of
gonna be the
movie.
next one.
What?
The next one that is on your list. That's what it is.
I don't
Oh.
think so. I
I will
think
go watch
Twisters
this-
at the end of the day will make more money than Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Whoa, that's a bold I'm writing it down.
Not
Because-
really. It's not really because I bet you that it'll be more accessible for people. They can take their kids to go see it as opposed to Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Twisters is going to do better. It's going to be more popular.
Yeah, but movie of the summer, I don't know.
And also for the fact that this is a movie that I think generally, for the most part, this is the kind of movie that people want that nobody's making anymore.
Yeah, these types of like weather
disaster films,
movies. It's more like zombies, disease, stuff like that we've been seeing a lot of nowadays. It's like, where are the natural catastrophes?
And that's why I put in the 90s, these movies used to come out all the time in the summer.
Dime a dozen. They were everywhere.
And either it was volcanoes, asteroids, earthquakes, tornadoes,
frozen wastelands.
Avalanches. Whatever. O.J. Simpson is
apocalypses.
That's what they used to make. They don't make these anymore. I think it's going to be such a nostalgia fest that people are going to end up seeing it a couple of times.
Now, this is not a remake, correct?
It is not a remake.
This is the sequel.
Okay.
This is a direct sequel.
Awesome. So I will probably
Rest in peace, Bill.
If it can be actually thrilling and like scary, if they can really simulate this Twister in a good way, in 2024 graphics, dude, I will be there. Terrified.
My kids will be there with me, and we're all gonna be
let's go watch this. I want to feel the tornado.
My nose is stinging just thinking about it. My eyes are stinging.
I want to feel the tornado in the theater.
I want to go to find what are those places called?
Trailer parks.
A drive-in. No, a drive-in theater.
Yeah. A trailer park.
You're all gonna die!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
And then, last but not least, Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be rated R, but some stupid idiot's gonna take their 9-year-old to go see it. So.
Emphasis on stupid idiot. Don't be a stupid idiot.
And you know who you are.
Yeah.
So.
And then that kid's gonna go to school. Well, my parents let me watch Deadpool versus Wolverine. Well, your parents are a twit. That's what I have to say about that. But there are some good, some stinkers, some not even smelly ones. They literally are just there and no one's even giving it an eye. The flies won't even touch it, okay? They're just looking at it like, what are you? So, lots of different movies coming out this year. This summer, not even this year, just this summer alone. But I feel like there's a good mix of something for everyone. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Atlas is going to be a great film.
You are such mom. That was so mom right now, what you just did. Oh my gosh. She does that same thing where she itches her eye and she says something and then she like cracks a smile. It's like, you stop that right now. You know what you're doing. But anyways, that will conclude this week's episode of Bump That. Now, I want you guys to go in the comments down below and let us know if you're excited for any of these movies and why. Please let us know. We want to hear back from you guys. But what do you guys say? Brian?
Oh, Atlas fans, we want to hear you.
Stop! No one wants to hear from them. Be quiet. No. If you're waiting for Atlas, go back in the corner. Sit. All right, we've got Brian in this corner.
J-Lo, where you been?
We've got KT down below.
Minions, assemble!
Oh, that was good. And I'm Ileana, your host, signing off on yet another episode of Bump That. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you in next week's episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.